Have you ever wondered what an aviation convention is like? Have you ever imagined what it's like to see thousands of model airplanes, aviation memorabilia, and like-minded enthusiasts? Have you ever wanted to be around aviation 24/7 for 3 days straight? Join me as we're going to be preparing for the largest airline collectibles show in the entire world, Airliners International. Welcome everybody to the second preparation video for Airliners International 2025 at the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. This is going to be a blast, and I'm super excited for this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have this second preparation video for Airliners International 2025 at the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport at the Delta Flight Museum. I hope all of you are excited for today's video, as today we're going to jump into hotels, registration, and all the information you need to know about Airliners International. As always, I'm Jordan here by JJ Skippy. JJ, hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this today. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. And we finally get to talk about some Airliners International news. We haven't got a new email since the last time we talked about this subject over 4 months ago, which is pretty crazy. But the good news is there's a bunch of topics to talk about regarding obviously what Airliners International is, if you don't know. And we're just going to go ahead and get started with some of the big pieces of the puzzle. So since the last time we talked, the Airliners International Block Hotel, which is the Renaissance Concourse, has sold out. So you can utilize it through obviously that $300 rate that's their normal. But there are other hotels around the area that utilize that are already at a good price. So if you do want to go ahead and secure a hotel here for Airlines International, I would consider this as an option moving forward. There's so many good options. Personally, I've stayed right here at this Country Inn. It's a really nice hotel, and there's a bunch of them that you can get for under $100 a night, which is very good for the summer here near the airport. So there's plenty of options here. As you can see, you got a Motel 6, and then you got some just a variety of good options. There's a couple of Hiltons over here. Here's a Hilton Garden Inn. I think there's a Hyatt Place as well. So no shortage of really good hotel options over here, and they may be able to get a second hotel contract as well. So keep your eyes on that. But if you want to just go ahead and lock in a good rate, you can certainly get very affordable ride share like Uber and Lyft rides to the Delta Flight Museum for under $10 a ride, which is a very good price. So there's certainly plenty of options here, but obviously this is a good time to bring to the attention of all these hotel options that are here if you're interested. So definitely a great time to lock in a good price if you're interested. So JJ, you thinking the same here regarding the additional hotel options here near the Delta Flight Museum?
Yeah, there's a lot of good options, and I definitely go with your recommendation too. If I didn't already have something locked in at the Renaissance, definitely go for that Country Inn. And if I just look here on the stream, I can see, yeah, there's like 93. I think that was Hilton Garden. Okay, or that was 117.
That was a Motel 6 right there. And then there's once again a Hyatt Place for 100. That's a very good price for a very good property. And there was a DoubleTree right here, or sorry, Garden Inn right here. So a very good assortment for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of options. So it's not the end of the world at this point. If you don't want to book a room at the Renaissance because of the normal rates, which are way higher than what the show rates are. I mean, I'm still surprised that they even got anything below the like $200 mark.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by that, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of options. Take advantage of them if you don't want to wait for any updates on if they do get a second hotel in for a special room rate, which could happen. We saw it last year with Best Western alongside the Hilton in Kansas City, so could happen, but might be a little bit before we get an update on that.
Yeah, so definitely go get a hotel rate locked in if you're interested. Big prefaces there. Definitely want to get that took care of. And another very important piece of the puzzle is registration. As registration has opened, it kind of was a surprise. I'm kind of interested that they didn't send out an email with it, but registration is open, so go ahead and register if you're interested. Obviously, there's a variety of options. The 3-day registration is certainly a very good value and highly recommended. And then if you want to do the banquet as well, you can add that on too. There's so many great events here, but definitely would recommend that, including the booty bag among the other fun pieces to the puzzle that you get for the 3-day registration. Here's what the portal looks like. It's really nice here, and as you can see, you can put in all your applicable information and go ahead and knock it out. So I would recommend doing this. This is a nice time to do it during the downtime since we don't have any more news going on. So this certainly is a good time to knock it out. And again, it's in a nice inconvenient format here through the portal that they use, which is Reg Fox. So certainly definitely get your registration done. JJ, any additional thoughts here regarding the registration?
Yeah, it's a nice portal. I've already used it before, and I've yet to register, but I'll certainly be taking the time here very soon to get that all put in so that I don't have to worry about it later.
Absolutely. So definitely go knock that out if you're interested in an item to get done during this absence. We'll also have additional news on tours, seminars, and all the additional events during Airliners International later on in the spring. So around the March-April timeframe, you can expect more information about that. We'll talk about that in future preparation videos. So definitely wanted to address that as well. Another good component to think about right now is kind of talking once again about not only what Airliners International is, but also the magnitude and landscape of what it's going to look like here at Atlanta. So as you can see right here, this is what the layout's going to look like under the wings of the Delta Boeing 767-200. And as you can see here, there's going to be nearly 300 tables, and the format here is just absolutely incredible. So as you can see, around the whole entire 767, we're going to have rows of tables. We're going to have anywhere from 6 to 8 tables lined up per row, and you can just see how many there are and what they're all going to encompass. So it's really cool to see all these here, and it's certainly going to be an awesome format. It's also certainly 100% worth noting that the Delta Flight Museum is currently undergoing a renovation. They just closed a few days ago, and they'll be reopening on April 7th. So it's going to be really cool to see what the 100 years of Delta Airlines is going to look like as they renovate the museum for this amazing just accomplishment. Yeah, it is an accomplishment, but certainly this amazing milestone that Delta Airlines will be reaching here in 2025. So it's certainly going to be interesting to follow along with this and see how awesome it is, but we definitely want to keep our eye on that as we move forward, and that will certainly impact the layout as well. So we'll certainly be keeping our eyes on that. So JJ, thoughts on the layout and any additional notes that you want to add in here?
The layout is really good with the, I guess you could call this a ballroom at this point, with the Spirit of Delta right smack dab in the middle of it. I've seen the pictures from the 2019 show when they were last here, and certainly looked like an incredible show, and I expect this one's going to be even bigger than the 2019 show. Definitely much bigger than Kansas City, since we'll have more people coming out. There's more opportunities for people to come to Atlanta as opposed to Kansas City that barely has any international flights, probably a couple to the Caribbean and Mexico, whereas here Atlanta, you can fly in from just about anywhere in the world. So very excited to see this museum for the first time, because I've never been there. And I do want to note as well, with the 100th anniversary celebration, just kind of deviate a little bit away from airliners, but I always like to mention this whenever this gets brought up. But there are currently 2 known special livery Delta aircraft that will wear a 100th anniversary special livery: November 589er Delta Tango and A321neo, and then November 527 Delta November and A350-900. And I've heard that there are going to be more sometime down the line, but I haven't seen any other photos surface. So very excited about those special liveries, and there's a really good chance that we'll get to spot those when we're in Atlanta, and we'll hit up on some of the plane spotting opportunities later on in the video.
Absolutely. It's going to be super fun to get to see all these aircraft, and certainly going to add so much significance and magnitude to how much fun this is going to be as well. Also, definitely check out the Airlines International Instagram and Facebook profiles, where they're sharing a bunch of awesome information regarding the show and also reflecting on the MCI event. Definitely cool to see what they're doing there and continuing to bring more awareness to what all these events are all about. So we certainly absolutely love to see that. This is also a really good time during a little bit of downtime to check out some of the previous Airliners International videos out there. Obviously, as you can see here, here's the first 2025 video, which we'd recommend watching if you haven't already to gain a better understanding. And there's also community content from the 2024 event at Kansas City, the 2023 event at Dallas-Fort Worth, and the 2022 event at Chicago. So there's no doubt plenty of opportunity here to take a look at what these videos look like, from the ballroom to the seminars to the contests. There's so many incredible pieces of Airliners International that we definitely recommend checking out and just seeing what it's all about. Obviously, it all starts with that fundamental concept of the ballroom, but there really are so many cool pieces of the puzzle that we'd recommend learning about, and these videos are a great opportunity to do so. So obviously, there's plenty of them to choose from and hours worth of content. So not saying go watch all of them and waste a whole day on it, but definitely consider jumping into 1 or 2 a week maybe and just seeing what it's all about. So JJ, any additional thoughts on all this community content here from the previous events?
I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said. Checking out all the videos provides a great opportunity to see what Airliners is like, just from the perspective of people who have already gone. And, for the 2 of us that have decently sized YouTube channels, we can share it with a wide audience, and even, gain a larger audience from those that are just interested. They see this convention out there that's all about aviation memorabilia, model airplanes, obviously the big component with it, but there's more to it, which I've learned to collect, like timetables and safety cards and anything else that I could think of at this point. But the point being is, these videos, they provide a lot of awareness to people that just don't know of this show or not familiar with it. And as far as I know, the the attendance numbers are on the rise, thanks in part to the social media awareness, not just on YouTube, but on other platforms like Instagram and Facebook. And, you know, there's so many people sharing it around and seeing that, okay, hey, this is a really cool thing. You know, people should attend this because there's a lot of cool things that you can get. You can meet up with friends and whatnot. It's a fun event. It's fun for everyone that's into aviation. 3 days of paradise, as I like to tell others when I'm talking about this show.
Absolutely. So it's really exciting to think about all of what's to come. And once again, definitely check out this video for additional information, or all those videos, I should say. And then as you can see right here, we're going to show you some of the pictures that you can expect from Atlanta. Here's just a wide variety of kind of what the museum looks like right here. So that's a pretty cool shot. And then to enlarge the shot that I have right there, let me see if I can find it. Not that one, but this one right here. Here's exactly what it's going to look like with all the vendor tables. You can see them all facing north to south, which is so cool to see here. And obviously plenty of model aircraft, but again, timetables, postcards, a bunch of really cool items. And, you know, I don't want to be the guy to promote how cheap they are, but you can get timetables and postcards and other really cool kinds of aviation memorabilia from less than $1 per pop, which is really cool. And just thinking about all of what you can add to your collection at that price point is really cool. So there is more to it than just the model aircraft. So definitely recommend getting after all the opportunities that are there and continuing to expand your airline collection, no matter what the case is. And here's kind of what it looks like from the one-day show with a few higher quality images of the 767. As you can tell, there's more walking room when they're east-west, so that's why it's situated like that in these shots. But it is really cool to see how the museum has progressed. And as we hinted at earlier, it's going to be really cool to see what the 100-year anniversary celebration looks like inside as well. Here's a really cool shot in here of the 737-200 simulator. I was fortunate enough with a couple of others to get to check this out during the one-day collectibles show. And as you can see right here, it is so cool. It's very interactive, and it's certainly quite a piece of equipment. So hopefully they'll be able to have some really good rides on that during the 2025 event. That'll be really fun. So definitely go book a reservation on that if possible. That's really cool. So definitely awesome to see that. And then there's another guy that we got to meet. That was very fun. So I think all of you could put a name with a face on that one, and hopefully he'll be coming out to the spotting meetup in 2025. That'll be really exciting. Here's an awesome view of what the Renaissance balcony looks like. Obviously, there's only so many of us that will have these, so you know, got to make use of what we got. But here's a really good view of it. Lighting's really good in the morning and the afternoons on the runway. I couldn't find an amazing picture of that because they're kind of tough to come by, but as you can see right here, here's a really good shot with the 767s lined up here in the nice lights. So that's definitely kind of the concept we're starting to get to with that. So that's really cool. There's also a bunch of really interesting hills for plane spotting as well. They kind of go up and down with all the construction on the south side of the airport. So here's one that I got to check out previously. They're pretty cool, so you can definitely see all of what's going on right there. And then here's another good shot of a Delta A350 hanging out in the hard stand, and once again getting back into the discussion of how crazy it is to get this close up with the aircraft and get the views that are so good here from the Renaissance Concourse Hotel on the north side of the airport. So JJ, your thoughts on what we got going here and all the action of plane spotting here at the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport?
Yeah, the plane spotting is going to be great. Obviously, Delta is the main component of this airport since it's their flagship hub. But yeah, definitely excited to check out all the really fun spots that ATL has to offer, and getting a spot from the Renaissance Hotel if time allows, that'll certainly be fun. So hopefully we'll get that in. And I did want to ask two questions as well, going back to the museum. Where would they put the Convair, that Convair 990 cockpit? Because I saw in one of the photos that you put up that it was moved back a little bit for the one-day show, like that right there. Where would they normally put it when like the big show comes around? Because obviously you haven't been.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm not sure if they're
Atlanta.
going to move it out. That's my assumption, that they're probably going to move it to the other hangar or somewhere else, because the layout says that these are going to be gone. So presumably this is going to be as well, because this normally sits in this area or on the other side of the 767.
Yeah.
So that's a really good question. And there was a tab somewhere on that layout page where it said new exhibits here, so possibly in one of these two spots. That's a thought, but we'll just have to see. So it's a really good question that you ask.
Yeah, or it could even be related to the 100th anniversary. I think that's probably what it's hinting at this
Yes,
point.
certainly.
Seeing what's going on. And then the second question, will they open at the one-day collectible show when you've gone there last 2 years, was the 737 simulator, was that open for free, or did you still have to pay?
Still have to pay
use
for it.
that?
They do not give complimentary access for that, and that will likely be the same case for the big show, obviously, in June as well. So yeah, still got to pay for it, but there are ways to split it up. So definitely keep that in mind. It's a really cool opportunity, but who knows? Maybe there'll be a giveaway. Who knows? We'll just have to see what happens.
That would be fun. That's definitely something that the crew should take into consideration. That'd be great. I'd love to try that simulator.
Yes,
that looks like a lot of
absolutely.
fun.
It is absolutely crazy. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll have to keep our eyes on that as we continue to move forward. Here's a really cool shot. There's so many awesome exhibits. I don't have any pulled up with the 747, but it's so awesome and interactive. So we'll definitely talk about that in the next video. But here's the 757. They also got a DC-7 and DC-9 on display as well. Here's what the hangar looks like from the outside. Again, another really cool piece of the puzzle. So we absolutely love to see that. And yeah, just thinking about this, you know, just being loaded with tables and people is such an exciting thought. And it's going to be really cool to see all the locals and all their items. Obviously, you can see so many model aircraft down there. But again, push pins, timetables, magnets, you name it. There's going to be such an incredible array of aircraft and airline memorabilia items. So it's going to be so fun to get to watch it. It certainly is going to be hidden candy store, no doubt about it. And here's just kind of some of the views of what you can see from the Renaissance. And of course, we got to get one of these. But, you know, it's really cool to see it happens. So it's really cool to see all the various angles and what you can get when spotting at Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. And it's certainly a magical place, even with all the Delta 717s and 75s, which you'll become very accustomed to once you spot there for a little bit. But just seeing all the really cool angles you can get. Now, obviously, weather conditions are going to be much different than what you're seeing in this video, but I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a glance at kind of some of the pictures you can expect.
Pop-up thunderstorms.
Yes, we will get some pop-up thunderstorms. That part is true, but as for the line-moving storm, probably not. But yeah, definitely going to get some really cool pieces here and aircraft like that, Lufthansa A340. So it's definitely really cool to think about and all of what's going to come with that as well. And then here's just kind of some more pictures of what you can see at Atlanta and planes landing different ways. So there's certainly going to be plenty of views and, you know, not going to be a Delta MD-90 per se, but we're definitely going to have plenty of 717s and a good variety of aircraft. So it's really exciting. And this is a really good time to highlight what the concept of the hotel looks like as well. It's a really nice open just structure and it's very cool. I would recommend trying to bring some of your own snacks and food as well, unless you want to pay out of your wallet for food downstairs, because yes, that's the simplest way that I can answer that. So definitely keep that in mind as well. And we'll talk about that more in the future preparation videos as well. But it's just so exciting to think about all this coming together in this environment and, you know, all of us having a great time. That's definitely what Airliners International is all about. Don't get me wrong. The model aircraft are incredible and all the memorabilia, the plane spotting, all that. But really the friendships are a huge part of it. And I've certainly made some of my best friends from this show and very fortunate to have done so. And I'm really excited to continue to expand on that and, you know, just continue to see what it's all about. And that's certainly what it's all like. You know, this is going to be my fourth show, JJ's as well, and several of you will be number 2, number 3, and some of you have been going longer than both of us have, and others, which is really cool. But it's so exciting to see AI continuing to innovate in so many ways, and we're definitely going to continue to get to see that. There's going to be some game-changing tours this year from Delta Tech Ops, HQ, you name it, hangars for them as well, and then Southwest has facilities too, and then Atlanta Ramp Tour hopefully as well. So no doubt it's going to be incredible, but definitely go lock in a hotel if you haven't already, or, you know, these rates will move a little bit, so, but just keep it in the back of your mind, right? I'm sure we might get another room rate at some point for another hotel. I don't know when the last one was for MCI, but nevertheless, that is a possibility. So do keep it in mind. And this is really a good time to do registration. These are fixed prices. They're not going to move. So it is a good time to get that done if you're interested, and so on and so forth. So JJ, any additional thoughts here before we conclude what's going on here? Definitely plenty of great community content as well. So definitely recommend checking that out. This is going to be the biggest one yet for AI. It is really exciting, and I'm really excited to meet many of you there. I'm sure JJ can say the same as well.
Absolutely. I don't know where I would be if I wasn't attending Airliners International every year, and even just becoming aware of all the collectible shows that exist around the United States and Europe and just all around the world, really. I mean, these collectible shows, they are a perfect place to gather with friends from wherever they're from, you know, 5, 6, 7, 800 miles away or more, or in completely different countries. This is a great opportunity to gather up with those friends, meet up with them, and have some fun. You know, spend your money responsibly, of course, and have a lot of fun, because that's what Airliners International is all about. And I'm always excited for the next big event with this show, and really excited to see where 2026 takes us and beyond, and what the future holds for all of us as well, because everything is changing in this world. But the one consistent that I think will remain for a lot of us is going to be taking time out of our busy lives to come to the show and continue to make new memories with our friends, both our long running ones and even find some new ones here, because everyone will come to the show in Atlanta. I've got a good feeling we will have a record setting attendance, maybe like the 4,000 mark or so. I don't know what the exact record is, but point being is we will have a lot of people attending the show since we're in a much larger urbanized metropolitan area as opposed to what we had last year. So very excited for this show. We are counting down about 180 days. So that's a number to keep in the back of your mind.
We are halfway, everybody, and it's super exciting to think about, and I think JJ really said it all well. I can't say much more besides the fact that it's really exciting, the thought to get to meet so many of you as well and continue to expand our footprint. There's only so much we can do with the digital landscape, and fortunately, we've been able to utilize this tool to our fullest potential, and we just got to go put it out on display here at AI, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Really excited about it. So much aviation, plane spotting. You know, obviously, we even got a flight simulator in there too, but obviously the model aircraft and all the memorabilia, so it's going to be a wonderful time. Super excited for it, everybody. I hope all of you are as well. Who knows when the next preparation video will be? It will not be 4 more months, I can certainly tell you that, but it might be a couple, so definitely keep that in mind as we move forward. But if there are updates, definitely check once again those social media handles, and we'll both also be posting about it on our social medias as well. With that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redrive Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, just process. Do you love what you do? My name is Redrive Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.